Hello, everyone. Here's your weather hazard briefing for Thursday, April 17th. Rain and snow showers will continue to increase today as low pressure drops south over our region, and this will continue into tomorrow. We do expect some gusty winds and maybe even a bit of blowing dust, even though we got showers in the forecast. A lot of the recently plowed fields are still dry. There's not enough moisture out there really to kind of keep that from happening across the area today. Not going to say it's a widespread issue, but certainly something to keep an eye on. And we still even might have a few thunderstorms. We had thunderstorms yesterday and even early this morning across the area with this system coming through. It still looks like it's dry on Saturday, but Sunday and beyond, not a whole lot of moisture headed our way, but pretty unsettled weather conditions expected. We continue to watch that area of low pressure dropping over western Idaho. It eventually swings into western Idaho, across northern Nevada and Utah, far southeast Idaho, and then back into Wyoming as we head through the next 24 to 48 hours. Our weather risk outlook matrix, we don't have a lot of big impacts expected now. In a few spots, especially some of our higher elevations at or above pass level, we might have some localized higher impacts with some of the snow, and of course, where we do get a bit of blowing dust, some higher impacts across those areas as well. And the moisture continues into tomorrow, especially south of the Snake Plain. And showers and thunderstorms return as we head into Sunday and Monday. But temperatures after this system coming through stay warmer across the board, at least at this point, it looks like. Going to see how things progress today. You'll notice we continue to watch our rain and snow showers moving from north to south, coming in across the area as that area of low pressure drops southward today. And most of it stays over our side of the state until that low drops into Nevada and Utah into southwest Wyoming, and that's when we'll start to see more widespread activity across the entire region today. That trend continues into tonight. We do get a bit of a break as we go through that period, and that trend continues into tomorrow. We get into tomorrow afternoon, and you'll notice eventually we'll start to see a little uptick, especially east of I-15, a little bit of instability coming into play in the afternoon with what heating we do get across the area. But by that point, the main low, the main system, is already scooting out towards the central part of the country. So back to how things are going to look as we go through time. You'll notice this morning, we still might see a little light snow over the lowest elevations, but in many areas it's pretty warm out there, but it is also dry. And sometimes when it's really warmer and drier, once things get closer to 100% humidity saturation, the atmosphere gets pretty moist. Some of that will actually change to snow. Now, will we see widespread light snow over the lower elevations? Probably not, but we might see a few flakes here and there. Maybe in a few spots it's enough to cover some grassy surfaces. But most of the snowfall will be at or above pass level over the central mountains up into southwest Montana and down across the Bear River Range as well. And that trend continues into this afternoon as well. And there are these wind gusts developing. The strongest winds will be coming out of southwest Montana, the central mountains, across portions of the upper Snake Plain, the Arco Desert area, and some of those gusts running 40 to 50 miles per hour. And at least for this morning, some pretty decent westerly gusts still across the Magic Valley into the Treasure Valley, highest south of the Snake River. Some of those gusts up on top of places like Pomerelle and places like that, some of those gusts approaching 40 to 50 miles per hour. But after this morning, those wind gusts ramp up as we go farther to the north. Temperatures for today, you'll notice very few, if any, places getting above 50 degrees this afternoon. So quite a difference over the past several days where we've had several days where it's been above 70 degrees across most of our area. The higher valleys will only stay in the low to mid 40s this afternoon. Going into this evening, you can see that precipitation starting to shift south into the east. A little bit heavier snowfall across the South Hills and the Albion Mountains, also into southwestern portions of Wyoming. And you can see overnight maybe a little bit of light snow up around Gilmore Summit, but most of it is south and east of the Snake Plain by sunrise on Friday. Those wind gusts do continue, and with that system coming through, those winds start to also increase to the south, those northerly winds. They're going to go from westerly area-wide, northwesterly at least this morning, up northwesterly down south to pretty much north to northeast area-wide on the backside of the system later on today. into tonight and tomorrow. Some of those gusts still hitting 40-ish miles per hour, especially before sunset this evening, or at least before midnight this evening up north. And then going into tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, just some lingering light precipitation over the southeast corner. And those wind gusts tomorrow will start ramping down during the day. The strongest early in the morning, with still some gusts in excess of 30 miles per hour. If you're looking at this from the perspective of, okay, if we're not getting snow, how much rain are we going to get? How much is that snow? What if you melt that snow, what's it look like? Most areas not seeing a whole lot. Many areas seeing around a tenth, maybe a tenth to a quarter of an inch over some of the higher elevations of the Central Mountains, and certainly across western Wyoming into the southeast corner of the state. Also in the South Hills, some of those areas seeing about a quarter to half inch, maybe a little bit more in terms of just liquid precipitation, what's going to come out of that once we melt all that snow down where it's actually falling as snow and not rain. Temperatures for tomorrow, you'll notice overnight, many areas at or below freezing, chillier than we've seen over the past few mornings. Highs tomorrow, the warmer spots will be in the low to mid 50s as we go through the day tomorrow. 60s once you get over into the Treasure Valley. Going into Friday night and Saturday, temperatures continue to warm, some low 60s returning to the area. Overnight lows pretty chilly as the air will be dry going into Saturday. Saturday night into Sunday, we start to warm up those overnight lows. We get some wind, we get some cloud cover, we get some moisture moving in. The colder spots in the 20s, but much of the Snake Plain at or above freezing. 40s once you get to Pocatello, over into the Magic and Treasure Valleys. But high temperatures remaining on the warm side compared to where they were going to be today across the area. And that trend continues into Monday. Not showing any moisture amounts beyond what this current system coming through is, simply because it's a few days out, and it's not a lot of moisture is going to come with each system. It's just going to kind of slowly accumulate over a multi-day period. So once again, we've got moisture moving in today, increasing across the area. We've seen some showers, always seen a few thunderstorms. The bigger impact will be snow in the higher elevations, and also where we get some blowing dust, even with some moisture falling today. Have a great Thursday, and do stay safe out there, everyone.